The breath, video 9. In the previous video, we mentioned how by focusing our attention and becoming aware of the breathing process, we're able to establish a state of one-pointed concentration. Initially, our attention will be at a gross level, but by focusing our attention continuously on the breathing process, we can move to more subtle levels. So in this video, I'm going to discuss the 4 aspects of breathing. So at a gross level, when we're paying attention to the breathing process, we can see the first 3 aspects of the breathing process, which are inhalation, the transition, and the exhalation. Now we can train each of these aspects of our breathing. When we're inhaling, we can ensure that our breath flows smoothly without interruption. And again, when we're exhaling and breathing out, we can ensure that our breath flows smoothly without interruption. So we want to allow for our breath, whether an inhalation or exhalation, to just move freely without any kind of breakages or interruptions or disruptions. Now between the inhalation and exhalation, and again between the exhalation and inhalation, we can see the aspect of breath which is transition. Now we can train these transitions so that they are short and uninterrupted. We want the transition between the inhalation and exhalation to be smooth, so that there's no kind of breakage, where we're not unintentionally holding our breath. And again, between the exhalation and inhalation, we want to ensure that the transition is smooth without any kind of interruption. So we can focus on these 3 aspects of the breathing, ensuring that essentially the breath is smooth and flowing without interruption. As we pay attention to this process, our attention will move to more subtle states, and we'll become aware of the 4th aspect of breathing. Now, the best way to describe the 4th aspect of breathing is to compare it to the waves in the ocean. When we stand on the shoreline and we watch the waves, we can see how the wave moves up the shore, there's a slight transition, and then the waves move back down the shore again. And this process continues over and over. As we move deeper into the ocean's water, we can remain aware of this movement of the current back and forth, back and forth. But as we move deeper and deeper and deeper into the ocean's waters, although this current is taking place, it's very subtle and it can almost be beyond our awareness. And it's the same in terms of the 4th aspect of breathing. Because remember, prana isn't reliant on the breath. The breath is reliant on prana. So when we move into very subtle states of breath awareness, essentially we've moved beyond just observing inhalation and exhalation and the transitions. We've moved to noticing the presence and the flow of prana within the body itself. So there's been accounts of yogis when they're deep in meditation that they are breathless, that the breathing process isn't taking place. Now, it may very well be the case that breathing has stopped, but in many cases it's just that the breathing will have become so subtle and so refined that any evidence of inhalation and exhalation isn't obvious. And this means that the practitioner, the person in the meditative state, is absorbed in the internal process, is absorbed in the inner flow of prana. And so attention is absorbed at an extremely subtle level.